Realize you never put it on your starting soon screen. Lamau. I love that for me. Today the plan is a simple one. We warm up, we play Val, we have fun, everyone types Pog, and we go next. Sound like a plan to everyone? Good. I want to do the Valorant beginner training, because I feel like that's always just a good place to start. Is the beginner. Sorry, I'm trying to convince my friend to buy some new equipment for her computer. Is this the, yep. This is like this kind of shit I need to work on. Taking the most optimal path to the next targets. I also haven't been on my computer literally all day, so it's also just gonna be a hot minute before I'm even warmed up on the mouse at all in general. I like this task though. It's good for me. I'll say that. Down 1%. It's not bad. So the way I like to do it is I'll do every task twice, once to like warm up the task and then once to try and actually like do it better. So I really do have an upper screen weakness. I'm also a wrist aimer, so I feel like that's also like kind of hard for me. Solid. High score. That's what we love to see. Oh god. Grid shot ultimate always stresses me out. You know what I've wanted to try is grid shot 3x3. I feel like it's just a slightly less stressful version of this. Although I will say this one is pretty good for me as a warm-up because it kind of just forces me to turn my brain off and just kind of aim and not overthink it. Not even. take it when we're even. I've played this task 10 times. I've definitely played it way more than 10 times. I think I went a while without playing, and so I think when I picked it up again, it started over. I've absolutely played it more than 10 times in my life. I even did a series on YouTube a bit where I was trying to grind for 100k grid shot. Definitely got better, but I think I was just playing it too much. Kind of hit a wall and kind of lost motivation for a little bit. But I think including it in a warm-up again will be good for me instead of just focusing on it, because I think that was my problem. I accidentally double shot, slid. Oof, 70 and a high score. That's my first time breaking 70. Let's go, dude. I love that for me. That was actually really good, and I'm really happy with that. Small, miss small. I aim small and I miss big. Oh, I just missed like 4 shots in a row. That was lit. I always reach points in these where I start to focus way too much instead of just kind of vibing and just going. Even though I just cracked out a 10% PB, that didn't really feel great. I think I need to give my forearm a bit of a rest too, because like I said, I wasn't on the mouse at all today. So gotta give it a moment to warm up, you know. Okay, hold on. My brain, I don't know what my brain was doing right there, but it wasn't, I don't know. It was both too focused and not focused enough. Now I'm thinking about it too much. This is the classic case of the first one went way better than the second one because I'm literally just thinking about it too much. Oh. Still broke 70. That was definitely a bit much. This is another one where I think about it too much. That's why I like starting with a direct line 1-2, because I feel like it helps get my brain in the right mindset of like taking optimal routes to the next target. Broke 60. Nice. I feel like this is gonna be another one where the first one just went with so much better. Hey, up over 60 2 times in a row. We take those. We take those every single time. Line trace. Don't remember which one this is. Oh, it's just yeah. I remember which one this is, and I'm still bad at it. My problem is when I have to make the really big movements, because I'm a wrist aimer, it's like, it just kind of goes all over the place sometimes. Yeah, that did not feel smooth at all. Also doesn't help when I get there, I just miss. Jesus. Whew. Moving on from that one. I mean, this is why you warm up though. Like, I'm glad that we're doing it like this rather than in game where, or like I had been. Down left is down left, up right, like hitting the corners is, especially down is hard for me. I think that's also just because my brain is like trained itself to never really have to go down in Val that much. Maybe raise bot, like to look down, but it's like a lot of the time you're not looking down or like aiming down like that to like flick, unless you're just above. Which maybe that's just telling me that I should stop playing above or like upper elevation positions. Jesus, so far. You missed the middle one. That's where it kind of really hurts. Not the same. I feel like I want to get better at that one for sure. Mainly just because like that kind of flick movement is just, it's just so nice to have. Am I overshooting so much right now? I'm like both undershooting and overshooting. We take those. Well, 76, 95% headshot, top 350 on the leaderboard. We take those. 109 kills, 1.82 per second, 94.8. Nice. That's 240. Top 240 on the leaderboard. Nice. Angle hold ultimate. Oh, I'm terrible at this one. Oh, I'm terrible at this one. I know it's something. I know it's stuff I need to get better at, but like, oh, I'm terrible at it. It's because my tracking is just like the worst. And then that happens where it's just like, oh, sheesh. Like, oh god. Little 58 piece? Not the high score. Pretty good. Headshot percentage way up. Accuracy way up. Let's go. Alright, we go one more time. Oh. We're not gonna talk about that one. I just overshot. Oh no, right at the end. Dang it. 64,000 though. We take that. I missed the last 3 shots and choked my way out. Oh, I can't remember which one it starts on. Oh, not that one. We're not talking about that one. Down 3%, accuracy down. Just down. I'm never good at these. Like, this is also why, like, I just play so out in the open. Oh, Jesus. When I do play. Because, like, the idea of, like, peeking is just, like, it's so hard for me. Like... Brother. Ooh, nice. No high score, but accuracy is way up, and we got higher than the first one. go. That is the warm-up. My tap to kill on these is always really slow. But I feel like that's pretty good. Okay. Sheesh. Not bad. No, I didn't mean to do it again. Oh. We got some new high scores though. We take these. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Currently Emerald 2. We're working on it. We're getting closer. We're 669.7 right now. Score, so we're working on it. We know we're gonna start filling these bubbles out a little more. I'm trying to do these kind of as I play. So now we'll hop in, we'll check the shop for the new. There we go. Hope we don't have an update. That's the one thing I did forget to check. The plan: check the shop, one death match in. Garbage. Garbaggio. Classic. No. Plus we gotta save some points for the new bundle that's gonna come out. Also our dailies, which you can't see. Let's go. Purchase abilities and deal 1,000 damage. We can do that. We are currently out of weeklies because, you know, it's like right at the end. So the real question is am I gonna spend points to finish the battle pass? Like, how much of these do I really care about is really the question. Like that's kind of where we're at. And I don't know if I do. I don't know if I actually care about the knife that much. Or even the player card, for real. So that's probably going to be a bridge to cross tomorrow off stream, but we'll see. I'm kind of leaning towards no. We'll see how I feel tomorrow when it really comes down to it. But
death match. Warm up.
Hello? No, I got scared of that person long. Aw. You're getting distracted by other people. Dude, it's amazing what warming up will do. Like, actually.
Block it out, Omen.
Fight!
It begins.
Dominating.
Hello? Bullets? Hello? Dude, I gotta figure out the shoot timing for the Vandal to like tap fire like that, because I apparently just don't know it. the person behind me, I promise.
Let go.
No, I still turned her and hit him for 120. Ooh.
Give in.
Brother. No, dude.
Kill their sky. Sage killed. Gone. Four dead.
Dude.
Disappear.
No, 120. No, another 120. No, dude. One.
Killed.
Kills remaining.
No. I should have moved. I don't know why I literally just stood there. I just... Brother. 111. The world. Oh, I don't know why I'm aiming at the Phoenix.
Dominating.
Silence.
Five kills remaining.
No. No, dude. Oh my god, dude, right back.
One kill remaining.
No, dude. That's my first deathmatch I ever won.
To this moment, we can't stop here.
That is actually the first deathmatch I've ever won. Let's go. Feeling pretty solid today, I would say. I love that they don't allow missions, especially like to do damage, because if you get 40 kills, that's 4,000 damage, 4,000 plus damage. That's like, what, 6,000 damage? Minimum 6,000, like minimum 6,000 damage. That's crazy. Let's do it. Solo queue, the experience. It's actually been a hot minute since we played a comp game. I think the last one I did was my 44 and 12 game for sure. The one that got us back to bronze 3. How much longer does it say is in? The 27th at noon. So Wednesday at midnight, sorry. Tomorrow night is technically the last day of the act.
Match found.
Survey says sent. Pog. Less pog. I'll get brimmied up. We can get stimmied.
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them.
Online avocado.
I know.
Oh, brother. So I can't say that is the norm around here. And it's sad to say, but it wasn't really until the last week and a half that I've actually like started warming up before playing, which is really bad to say. Usually I get so excited to jump in that I'll usually like jump in, maybe do like a spike rush or something to warm up. But now that I've actually like done some aim lab warm up and then actually doing death matches, I feel the difference for sure. It's one of those things where the last comp game I played, I don't know if you saw that, it was a game on Breeze's chamber where I went 44 and 12 right after I did that exact same warm up, to the point it was like the best feeling the game has been ever. And so it's crazy, I know, crazy thought. Warming up can be beneficial. Big brain stuff. You only get the biggest of brain things. This is also where you get some hot mid bronze to low silver gameplay you'll ever find. That will be me.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, they're all here.
Sorry, kid.
I shot the KJ through her turret. Let's get it.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
She's tagged a couple times.
Your life won't go to waste.
Let's not forget the fact that I shot the KJ through her turret. Two assists off rip. Let's get it. I need to like fix my posture throughout the day. My posture is atrocious.
Smoke's down.
Many enemies A. Eliminated.
That's AFK, let's get it.
Spike spotted A.
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted A. Reload.
I think they're running away.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
I was right.
Thirty seconds left.
Nice. Oh, brother. I'm down for a nice, easy game.
Can't place it. Like
You know,
us.
nothing going on. Casual. Ho-hum. 13-0. Go next. Haha. It ain't gonna happen. But I got hope. Their money's ass.
Stay safe. Stay down. Parasite. Enemy spotted A.
Go on.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
I knew it. Free gun. Let's go.
We're going off like a cut snake. Help a girl out, would you? Cheers, mate.
We love the free guns. We're 2-0. Pog. Oh, God.
We are immovable.
Okay.
Launching smoke.
One down.
Molly.
Oh, they're walking out.
Prepare for hellfire.
Hawk out.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Goddamn.
Don't sit down. We're not done yet.
I think the universe might have taken it seriously when I said ho hum 13-0 game. Like, for real though. I don't know.
One brimstone is enough.
One dead. They will cover.
Reloading.
Enemy spotted A.
Smoke's down.
Spike down A.
On the money.
Ooh, raise the top cut.
Hawk out.
One enemy remaining.
Spike
Spike
here.
down B.
Nice.
Brother. Their team is doing the thing where they're buying every round, and so they're just literally poor all the time. Or at least some of them are, and that never goes well. I know, because it usually is the people on my team or in every unrated ever.
We survive. Enemy spotted
B
me.
lobby.
Launching smoke.
Spike down B.
Spike spotted B.
Bait the sage, bait the sage, bait the sage, bait the sage.
One enemy remaining.
We're not free.
Actually, AFK. Oh, brother, this is an FF incoming. This is an FF incoming. We go next. We feel good about ourselves.
But I can patch a bullet
GG.
hole or two. Let me know if you need healing.
If that Phoenix, or if that Ray, the 0-6. 0-6 Rays. Actually, like DCs, or just doesn't. Oh, brother.
Seek some outs.
Launching smoke.
Hey, Sage.
I'm sorry.
Blocking sight. Hey, kill me.
Out of here.
Stand down.
Molly.
For you.
Smoke's down.
Reloading.
Smoke's down.
Here.
Spike planted.
Aw. I was wondering if they were going to do the big brain.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
Go!
Reloading.
So close. We're 6-0. See you on YouTube. Everyone say hi, YouTube. The 6-0 gameplay where I literally
Shoot the bad
didn't do a
guys. How's that for a
dang
plan?
thing. I'm convinced their raise is actually just
The
like.
actual plan is you let me hit your mom.
What? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No prisoners. Healer down.
Launching smoke.
Enough.
Oh my god, dude. This seems a fucking god squad.
Enemy spotted
Smoke's
A.
down. Prepare for hellfire.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
God damn, dude.
Blasphemous.
Oh my goodness.
Reloading. We know what we're doing. Trust each other and we'll be fine. girl out, would you?
That's hilarious, by the way. Why do we have no one on B?
Spike down B.
Spike spotted B.
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted B.
Stim beacon here. Molly.
Molly.
One enemy remaining.
I got mine. I got mine. I'm 7-0.
Just some good old hard yakka. Standing in between us and
I
Help a girl out, would ya? Cheers, mate.
trying to decide if I feel bad. But like for every game that's like this,
I
there's
love you.
I got you. For every game that's like this, there's like 10 that go the complete
Hey,
opposite
just
way.
because that buy, I'll stop being bottom preg.
Hell yeah, I love that for you.
Watch and learn.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All A.
They will go.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon here.
Spike down mid.
Open up the sky.
Spike spotted mid.
One enemy remaining. Thirty seconds left.
I got there. Literally 8-0.
reloading.
The best player in the game.
Race into the spike sites.
Lol, nice aim. I'm the only one in the game that hasn't died. Let's go. Like actually though, only one in the game who hasn't died. Sheesh. I don't know why I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just do it.
Molly. Smoke's down.
Enemy and attacker spawn.
Spike down B.
God damn, dude.
Hawk out.
Launching smoke.
Enemy
Spike
spotted
down B. One enemy
Gotcha.
remaining.
B. Spike spotted B.
That's the last of them.
I'm kind of starting to feel bad.
Last round before the switch.
Use everything you have. We lose it anyway.
Gun here. Safety's off.
One enemy remaining. Spike down, attacker spawn.
Aw, thought to try harder.
I mean,
You've
Switching
earned this win.
sides.
Let's make it official.
Match point.
I really do hate people that do that. They literally join the game and then just go AFK. Or like it doesn't go good, and so they just put something on their W key. Or like rebind W to something else and then literally just walk away. So they don't get AFK banned. But they lose maximum RR because they go 0-12 and lose 13-0 kind of thing.
Stim beacon down.
Hawk out. Enemy spotted.
Launching smoke.
Reloading.
Got the spike.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Oh, I died. It took the 13th round, but I finally
Last
died.
player standing.
They won a round. I would like for this game to be over though, because the more rounds they win, the more tilted this team is gonna get. Because that's just how it works. See, now here's the thing. Now our team is gonna buy.
Catch me.
Hold on. Yep, there's a Marshall. Yep, there's another Marshall. It's two Marshalls. Okay, only two of them actually bought. Let's go. Yeah, I think I like. Nope, nope, there they all are. Got it. Cool.
Stim beacon down.
Reloading.
Our spike's
Down. Spike down A.
Smoke's down.
Oh, now we're pushed into the KJ. Sheesh.
Thirty seconds left.
Adios.
I mean, you guys got to go. I mean,
10 seconds left.
Defender spawn.
One enemy remaining.
4 dead.
Clutch.
damn. That's the problem with waiting so long. And now here's the problem with buying second round after you lose pistol.
This Reyna and me are fighting over who gets a top frag, and I need a Vandal. Thank you.
Sure.
No, Reyna, you're not acing. That's my friend. We're in a Discord call, and I cannot let him get top frag. I need more RR. I'm about to rank up to silver. He's not getting any of my RR, bro.
Forward.
Smoke's down.
The hunt begins.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brimstone. I'll buy you this one. saw you, Mantle.
Enemy spotted. Last player
Oh,
standing.
sheesh. Goddamn.
I got you them some
Thing they'll
requests.
see before they
Need
die.
equipment. Thanks.
Let's get it.
I thought I would do something, but I didn't.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Launching smoke.
Edges on A.
Our spy carrier is down.
Spike down B.
Prepared for hellfire.
Returning gun. Ah.
Open up the sky.
Take it out.
Who trained you?
One enemy remaining.
Shot.
Let's mark it.
Reyna wants the last kill. Don't let her get it. Don't let him get it. Do not let Reyna get last kill. No. Please, please don't let her. Just kill the. How hard is this kill Brimstone? He's dog shit. Yes!
Spike dropped.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
26. Got the
Wait, don't let
spike.
him ace. Come on, you got this. Brimstone. Reload.
I only need one.
Please, please, I swear, please reload. Oh my
My
god.
ult's not ready.
10 seconds left.
Thank you.
I got you guys.
Attackers
Thank you so
win.
much. Thank you so much.
Good work.
Oh, you're so
Now,
good.
let's evac this rock
Ah,
before
Reyna,
it
you're
falls
dog
out of the
shit.
sky.
They're fucking kid. Dude. 21. Sheesh. Let's see. Yeah, that's about right. Wow, poop sock. Sheesh. Ooh, a little baguette. A little baguette action. That raise had an assist. That's what this 7 is. She had an assist. That's impressive. Hey, yo, my econ rating was god tier. How does this work? More assists, way less deaths, more kills. She got a first blood, I got a plant. Her combat score is 184. Riot? You want to explain this one to me? I literally only need 1600 and change XP for that. Radiant would be nice. I think push comes to shove. Hold on, how much is Radiant? 1600 for 20? And it could cost me 600 for 10. I mean, that's a deal. It is. But I want to try, if I can finish this card, and then I'm just going to play unrated, because for whatever reason, my brain, it finished that game, and I was like, that feels like a good one to end the act on. I'm not going to try and push for silver, you know, I'm not going to sit here tonight and play a bunch of games. It's like, we end on a good one, we're playing Fractured, unrated, let's get it. Let's chill, we'll have some fun. And then, we will, install Killjoy, let's get it. And then we will end the act on a good note. But I'm gonna lock and go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back, don't go anywhere.
Acid.
Dropper.
Acid.
Dropper.
Get it.
Acid dropper.
Acid drop. Full save, question mark.
Cover going out.
Concussing! Our carrier's dead.
Spike down A.
Right there. Enemy A.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Shadows traveling. Enemy
One enemy remaining.
A. Shadows traveling.
Trevor!
Sheesh. God damn. That's the sheriff. Free gun.
Feels good, doesn't it? Now do it again.
Yeah.
Reloading.
Shush.
Cower. Run.
Concussing! Flash out!
Cover going out.
Blinding!
Still inside. Cutting their vision.
Enemy down.
One down.
One enemy remaining.
There they are. Enemy A. Here.
Oh, I had the fucking spike. Nice.
Tommy takes the pot again.
I forgot I had bomb.
If you are not doing well, keep trying. We must keep up appearances.
Evacuation protocol. Emergency evacuation procedure engaged.
Trevor!
Cover going out.
Phoenix here.
Ah, that's done.
Enemy spotted
Clearing out!
Pitiful.
Out of charges. Flash out!
Oh, sheesh. God damn, I forgot I had bomb
Spike down
again.
Still inside.
I have the spike. Shadows traveling.
One enemy remaining.
Right there.
Last player standing.
Dude, the people who play on the last day of the act are,
Standing in our way.
what if that makes sense? Like, the people who are trying to like protect their rank and stuff.
I anticipated us winning. My ultimate is ready.
Concussing!
Get out of my way!
Initiated.
Blinding!
They will cover.
Flash out! Blasting!
Cover going out.
God damn it.
Multiple enemies B.
Last player standing.
She got 2 on her way out. That's hilarious. That jet just ran right past her. See, I don't think we needed the ult there. I think we should have prioritized just getting on site. But it's also unrated, so who really cares?
That Rift boy is going to teleport himself right into one of my traps.
Oh. Cheapy buy, hope to get another gun. Thoughts?
Trevor! Blinding!
Enemy spotted. Hey, here.
Our carrier's dead.
Strike down A.
I have the spike.
Last player standing.
Excuse me?
Come on! Get me in the line of fire.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah, whatever. Hey, this team plays hyper aggressive, so literally I think if we just kind of chilled, I think we'd be fine.
I don't think so. Give in. Enemy defender spawn.
Spike down.
Flash out!
Enemy spotted B.
Concussing!
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Right there. Blinding! Clearing out!
Feeling sight. Be grateful I killed you quickly.
I was right. Let's go.
Wait until I blind them to strike.
I'm gonna catch one of them lacking dish here soon. Paul, what do you think? What do you think, Paul? I think so too, Paul.
Here.
Time for a field test.
I kill the person, get the orb, ult.
got you.
Flash out! Blinding! Concussing!
One enemy remaining.
Oh, she's AFK. Lit.
My city needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's end this quickly.
Sheesh. I'm 3-3. And I don't really care.
Can I get this? Thanks.
I want one of them to push out so I can get this kill. Feel good about myself.
Enemy A.
Adios.
Flash out!
Light planted.
Oh, lit.
Shadows traveling.
Blinding!
One enemy remaining.
They think they're better than us. I can tell.
Sheesh. Did I get a kill? I did not. I am 3-3-3. That feels pretty good. You think it's good, Paul? You and your level 5 security clearance?
You want to play? Let's play.
I'll play.
Concussing!
Get inside.
Flash out! They will come! Blinding!
Tide out.
Last player standing.
Who's next? Too late.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, dude.
That's a good try, man.
I didn't know he TP'd up top. I thought he went low. If I'd known he went high, I would have peaked high. Obviously.
Time to take these arms for a spin.
I didn't realize we didn't kill the TP either. That would have been good.
Thanks.
Oh, they're...
Think it. That's my job.
They left. Lit.
Away with you. Phoenix killed.
Spike planted.
Okay.
Trevor!
One enemy remaining.
Flash out! Blinding! Clearing out! In a fair fight, I'd still kill you. The backs will be towards at least one of us.
Now I got a dragon. I love the way it still scales. Just.
Hit them fast, hit them hard.
I'm 64. Let's get it. They are just wholly disinterested in this old player here.
One less.
Enemy spotted. B.
Concussing! Joke's over! You're dead! Enemy D. Blinding! Blasting!
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted. A.
Trevor!
Lamau! Played him like a fiddle.
Last round in the half.
Buy the best guns you
I
can.
didn't mean to do that. I accidentally gave it to the chamber. I meant to just kind of toss it, but that did not work out the way I intended. Still got it. I think the chamber literally just goes AFK and comes back and goes, wait a minute, I have an op.
Who will I spot first?
I have the spike.
Next. Concussing!
They will cower. Disappoint me.
Flash out! Who's next? Blinding!
Planet.
Last player standing.
Ooh. Yeah, I should have focused the chamber first. That's fine. We avoid the 9-3 curse. We move
Switching
on.
sides.
Let's do this!
I don't know why about full util.
Placing sentry.
I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee.
Watch them falter. Trevor!
Thanks, Potty.
Oh, sheesh.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, sheesh.
Spike down A.
Mine. Mine.
Spotted A.
I got assist. Let's go.
Still hungry.
Concussing!
Don't stress if I die. It was great knowing you all.
Also, delete my hard drive. Turret out.
Wow, 2 of them left. Woof. Well, I mean, they actually have money, though. That's the thing.
My ult's not ready. Let's have some fun.
Yep.
Trevor!
One enemy remaining.
Flash out!
Spike down B.
Spike is B.
Reloading.
It seems these strangers want me dead. Yeah, they're not the first.
Got 2 of them literally left. I literally just keep doing this angle because I have to believe that in unrated, people will refuse to allow themselves to miss the opportunity to just rush down B main.
Concussing!
Who's next?
Enemy spotted B.
No! 100!
Pathetic.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No
I
offense.
do have a real bad habit of jumping at literally any opportunity. You gotta learn how to use the Phantom. Like, let's be honest. We really gotta learn it. That angle?
We win. We survive.
Trevor! Joke's over! You're dead!
The opportunity has arisen. Sheesh.
Enemy spotted B. One enemy remaining.
See, that's why you really can't. You really can't just pull out your util there, because like if he does exactly that, then and he's fricked.
Placing sentry.
Like under.
I would apologize to them, but
Nice.
they're dead.
Nice.
Match point.
Let's finish this already.
We're not Phantom gamers. Never have been, never will be. Alright, here's the play. Flash there. Then hop down, stun, push.
Blinding. Concussing.
They aren't here.
Enemy spotted A.
Flash out. Clearing out.
One enemy remaining.
Trevor.
Defenders win.
Woo, the plays.
I just warmed up.
Man, this game's fun on the last day of the act when all the when all the sweats don't want to ruin their RR and you can just play. Ugh. Genius. That said though, I want to keep doing this. What time is it? 8:24. What else could we do? Let's see. What else do I have installed? Is the real question. Could do some Trackmania. Chillin'. Let's do some royales. Those are always fun. I want you are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. Tell me why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Let's see if I can do this. That's because playing Trackmania isn't always the most interesting thing in the world. I want to I have this. Where'd it go? Properties. Cancel. Filters. Add. Crop. Crop. Wrong one. This was like fucking 20. Sure. Top. 100. 200. 175. Sure. Right. Like 500. Like 400. Like 450. Sure. Bottom. 500. Too many. 400. About perfect. I'm actually curious about this.
In my
It's
last
titled
video, a guy named Will commented saying that
using AI to make a brand new Formula One track.
Let me go grab them a sec. So this is my actual helmet I use for karting and also racing as well. I have yet to actually get it painted.
I've been looking at a lot of like iRacing stuff, like sim racing recently, and so it's kind of put me on like F1 YouTube.
Which now sits here in my office. But on to today's video, which is all about AI and machine learning. Now, naturally, AI is happening whether you like it or not. We see it with all types of technology, you know, with Siri, Alexa, and we're also starting to see it now come into visual effects as well. And it's completely changing how visual effects are done in movies. AI and racing, I think it's safe to say, hasn't been getting a great rep recently, just purely because I think the way that it's going about it is in the wrong approach, where certain AI tasks can be taken over, but when you're talking about, you know, replacing a whole driver with a computer, it then kind of takes away the whole meaning of the sport, really. But in this video, I want to try and change that. I want to see if there is an actual function for AI in racing.
Dude.
And I think I've come up with a solution, which is that AI machine learning can help us create racetracks. So let me explain what we're doing here. There's an amazing website called Runaway, which is giving you the tools to do machine learning for yourself. So that's making brand new images, doing visual effects.
I don't know what bonus time +1 is on this mode.
Basically try and create our own Formula 1 racetracks from scratch.
I don't know why I went right. I never go right here.
Feed the computer reference files for it to then try to get
what in the world was that angle?
And likenesses and detecting different behavior patterns. So then what it can do is provide us with brand new illustrations based on our previous results. Now for this, we actually need around, you know, 500 to 1,000 images to get perfect results. And naturally, I don't think there's even 1,000 racetracks on the globe.
This is one I've never actually finished.
What I tried to do was download all the Formula 1 maps from the website, upload it to the computer, and then try to see if that worked that way. And the results were awful, basically. But part of machine learning is trial and error, so me uploading only 15 photos of reference files wasn't really going to be enough. And then naturally as well, we also have to allow time for the computer to learn how these images properly work. And these can take from, you know, 3 hours up to 8 hours, and it goes through certain amounts of steps to try and replicate what those different behavior patterns are. So the first thing I wanted to do was to collect all of the track maps.
I missed the reactor!
And those tracks are known as grade 1, which are deemed by the FIA, which basically means they've been homologated that cars going that quickly can be
I let off the gas in that. Was that?
Now there's a bit of confusion because on the Wikipedia page, for example, there's like 44 different tracks you can choose from, whereas on the actual regulations, there's only like 34 you can actually choose from. But
there we go. That's good.
Homologated, we're just adding it to the list. Now, even with those included, it still wasn't really enough for them to properly do its job. So what I did as well is include some IndyCar tracks and also some MotoGP tracks, because effectively they could still race there, but just need more, you know, infrastructure in terms of the barriers, you know, grandstands, stuff like that. Total up to 65 images.
Get to the black track.
Actually train the computer. It needs to start off with the base model, which
there we go to the stand.
And then it transfers those images into what we got at the moment, and then it can start changing those behavioral patterns. And our base model was illustrations of birds. So naturally over time it goes from birds into Formula 1 tracks, and then it starts to use more Formula 1 tracks as those reference files.
Interesting.
Now, some of this process takes from 3 hours up to 8 hours. I let mine run for about 6 hours. And again, this is trial and error, because the more
I love like AI build stuff things.
It actually can come out a bit worse, which happened in my instance. So I actually found that after, you know, 3 hours worth, it actually started to look pretty decent, and that's where we could work from. And so now we can run the model, and let's start to see the results. Now, I've done this once already, and the initial results were pretty good.
I've done this.
But I didn't want to look at it too
I don't know if I've done this Royale before. This one.
Video, and hopefully soon.
Oh wait, no, I think I have.
It goes without saying that some of the results
may
or may not look great.
No, actually, I don't think I have.
Initially, from the get-go, this is looking interesting. Okay, so this is our first result. Now this one's quite interesting because it kind of looks a little bit like Bathurst, as if it was drawn by a toddler, and I haven't included Bathurst into this at all, so that's kind of interesting. That you can sort of see where Monza sort of starts, but if this was Monza, that might actually be all right. This one's quite interesting. It just looks like a horse's head, but quite extruded. However, I mean, that's kind of decent. I think if the straights were a bit, I think if that would be a chicane, that could look all right. This one would be interesting as well. Like, you know, you've got a long right-hander, as it were, for going on to the start-finish straight. You can sort of see here as well. This is where like the AI, it's trying its best, and so naturally.
Oh, what in the world?
Racing track here, you got this little side of it. And this is the thing with machine learning. Look how many results we're just getting so quickly of all these different sort of configurations, which in its own right could work quite well. So I want to try and find my favorite design.
Yep.
And then let's try.
Alright, this was interesting. I like this one a lot, actually.
Realistic, as it were. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to my top 3 picks, and I actually really like these tracks, and I can't choose which one's my favorite. So what I'm going to do is going to post it on Twitter and ask you guys basically which one you think is best. Now, by the time
Oh my god, you have to go flying into that.
However, if you want to be included for next time, then make sure to go follow me on Twitter. The link is down in the description below.
Oh my god.
After, and the results are in, and it's track 2 that won it with 39.7%. So now we're going to bring this into After Effects to try and make it look a bit more realistic. So we're now inside of After Effects, and I've loaded in the track map which the AI has made for us. I've gone around it and made it into a shape layer, and what I'm going to do now is go in and make some tweaks to make it a bit more refined.
I don't know why I'm trying to go so low.
And then we should be done. So
I mean, I think we're pretty safe here.
I think with this, I think anti-clockwise would work nicely. I think we can sort of smoothen out this first corner, so then we don't have any like lap 1 first corner incidents. Because yeah, you always start off with like quite a technical section, and then it progressively gets easier as you go on. So I think for this one we're going to do anti-clockwise. So on the first corner here, I'm just going to make some adjustments just so it's a bit smoother. And the white underneath this is just a reference of what the previous configuration was like.
Getting up there is actually kind of hard. I keep worrying about like going too high, but I think not getting high enough is harder.
Just a little bit more extruded, just so then we've got a bit more like a right hand turn that someone could, if they wanted to, send up on the right hand side.
I actually think this one is pretty doable.
This bit I might sort of just tidy up a little bit.
He says as he flies all the way across the map.
That could be a quick overtaking spot. One that Ricardo would definitely put on. Then quite a hard edge, so I might try to smooth that just a wee bit. There's a touch more flowing on that section there. Then onto the first proper straight. I quite like that it's got a little bit of a kink to it. This would be our first DRS zone, I'd assume. Then I think the only other thing I want to change is just this little bump down here. Maybe to make it sort of more pronounced. So I'm just imagining the racing line coming off here, and then obviously you just want to stick to the outside and then to sweep back in again. So I think, yeah, having a little bit of a slow down bump would actually do some good here. Otherwise you'd just be carrying all that speed through. So I think having a little bit of an extra bump could work nicely. A nice little chicane, I think, actually. And I think if I just square this up as well, just so then that's more of an actual overtaking opportunity rather than just like a long corner. So now to make
I'm imagining an F1 race where the track is changing on the fly like that.
Touch smaller. Then extrude the black out a bit more. And there we go. There we have it. A AI generated Formula 1 track. So what do you guys think of the track? Do you think the AI did a good job or not? Let me know down in the comment section below. I think I would love to actually race this in real life. Maybe there's a way that we can recreate this track on like a simulator or something, and we can have like a makeshift Formula 1 race. Who knows?
No, dude, I made it literally all the way.
So if you want to see that, let me know also in the comments down below. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to click the like button down below. If you want to watch some more videos of mine, you can do so by clicking over there on the left hand side. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure you click subscribe. But thanks very much for watching.
Alright, that's not the move. That was interesting. I'm actually gonna roll straight into the next video about 4 countries produce the greatest F1s.
10 teams, 20 drivers, billions of dollars at stake. For 70 years, the world has watched Formula 1 to see who will be the best of the best. The world champion, the driver whose name and nationality will go down in history. Drivers from 40 countries have raced in Formula 1, but over half of the champions come from just 4 countries. And they might not be the first 4 that come to mind. So which ones are they? Why do these countries make champions? And how does a country with a population the size of South Carolina have one of the greatest championship records in international motorsports? Well, you gotta stick around to find out. This is Wheelhouse. Formula 1 is a truly international series. Since it began in 1950, there have been teams from 26 countries, races held in 33 countries,
Oh, sheesh.
767 drivers from 40 different countries.
I didn't realize
But
it was
among
literally
all
just a
those
hold
drivers,
forward.
There have only been 33 world champions. So where do champions come from? Do most champions just come from the countries that produce the most drivers?
Some bitch.
Well, let's look there.
Wow, we
first.
may actually be out here.
Roughly 65% of all F1 drivers come from just 4 countries: Italy, the US, France, and the United Kingdom. It's not much of a mystery why those 4 countries have produced so many F1 competitors. Take Italy. It's the home of Ferrari, a team which has never missed a Formula One season and has won the Constructors' Championship a record 15 times. It's the home of legendary F1 circuits like Monza, Imola, and Mugello. Nearly 100.
Let's go. We're safe, probably.
How many Italian champions are there? Just 2. And there hasn't been an Italian champion since 1953. Wait,
all right, we successfully stay.
What about the 1978 world champion Mario Andretti? He was Italian. He was. But sometimes the record book doesn't tell the whole story. So we've got to dig a little deeper.
He survived.
Andretti was born in Italy, but raced as an American. So what does that mean? How did Andretti end up racing with the Stars and Stripes? Nationality in Formula One is whatever's listed on a driver's FIA Super license. That's the most elite license in racing, and at any given time, there are less than 100 drivers in the world who could even qualify for it. Andretti became a US citizen in 1964, and dual citizens like Andretti can choose which country they represent. Because Andretti spent most of his career in the USA, he continued racing as an American when he got his super license.
Makes sense.
Sorry, Italy. Now, before you wear yourself out chanting USA, USA, I have some bad news. Out of the 158 American F1 drivers, only 2 became world champions. But again, the record book doesn't tell the whole story. We've got to dig into the history. From 1950 to 1960,
Here we go. Left to right, left to right. Right-handed, go right.
Was a Formula One championship event. But 122 of the Americans who raced at Indy during those years never entered another F1 championship race. Once you know that, America's F1 record starts to look pretty good, actually. Just 36 Americans have actually competed for the championship. That means we've got 1 champion for every 18 drivers, a ratio that's not far off from some of the top countries for champions. Not too shabby, especially considering that France, home of Le Mans and the FIA, has had 71 drivers with just 1 world champion.
Get there.
So now you can. Damn it. Sorry, France. So far, we know that 3 of the top countries for Formula One drivers, Italy, USA, and France, have produced just 5 world champions between them. So where do these champions come from? Well, the top spot for both drivers and champions goes to the United Kingdom. Over 70 seasons of Formula One, there have been 164 British drivers. And among the 33 world champions, 10 of them were Brits. The top spot for champions isn't even a contest. Second place is a fight for the scraps, a 3-way tie between the countries with just 3 champions each. One of the most successful countries is the size of New Mexico, but with the climate of Alaska. It's not an obvious choice for champion country if you ask me, but they really make it work. But before we find out which country that is, let's see why British drivers have been so successful in Formula One. Much like the Italians, the British have been massively involved in Formula One from the start. There has never been a season without a British team, a British driver.
Fine, I was moving on anyway.
British F1 teams have won the Constructor Championship twice as many times as the second place Italy. McLaren has participated in every F1 season since 1966, a streak second only to Italy's Ferrari.
Oh, bitch. I don't even get to see half these courses.
F1 teams were British, and McLaren, Williams, and Racing Point more than any other country. And in fact, Racing Point is going to be even more British this season, rebranding themselves as the Aston Martin F1 team. Looking forward to seeing how Seb does. What makes the UK in many ways the home of Formula One isn't just about the British teams. Other countries, like Austria's Red Bull and America's Haas, maintain facilities in the UK. Hell, France's Renault F1 cars are designed and built in England. The all-conquering Mercedes team has been based just north of London since their return to F1 in 2010. Basically, Great Britain is to Formula One what North Carolina is to NASCAR. Ferrari might want to argue, but the story of Formula One is dominated by the
We live, and I finished one. I finished 1 course. I probably would have finished the green one, to be fair.
James Hunt, Jenson Button, and Jackie Stewart. British champions have taken home the title a combined 20 times. 7 of those titles belong to the most successful current driver, Lewis Hamilton. And his career isn't even over yet. His career is far from over. this point though, with such a commanding lead, another British championship is almost irrelevant. But like the USA, the record book doesn't tell the whole story of Great Britain's F1 success, because you can't tell the story of Lewis Hamilton without talking about Germany. Hamilton won his first championship in 2008 driving a McLaren, but that car had a German engine from Mercedes. With his second championship in 2012, he was now driving for Mercedes and interrupted the 4-year championship streak of German driver Sebastian Vettel. Hamilton's next 6 championships were with Mercedes, the team that has won the Constructors' Championship every year since 2014, and the only year Hamilton didn't win the championship, it went to his Mercedes teammate, German Nico Rosberg. Hamilton's 7th World Championship in 2020 tied the record of yet another German, Michael Schumacher, who still holds the record for most consecutive championships with 5 in a row. Although perhaps only until next year. That's three German champions, which puts Germany in that 3-way tie for second place. Why has Germany produced F1 champions? Well, if the story of Formula One is dominated by the British, the story of the car is dominated by Germany. After all, it was the German Carl Benz who invented the automobile in 1885. Along with Mercedes, Germany is the home of Audi, BMW, and Porsche. It's where you'll find the Autobahn in the Nürburgring, where the first German Grand Prix was held in Formula One. It's no surprise then that when Mercedes showed up to their first Formula One season in 1954, they were firing on all cylinders, taking home the Constructors' Championship 2 years in a row. Admittedly, Mercedes did have a bit of a slump after that, not winning it again until nearly 60 years later in 2014, but they've won it every year since then. The success of the German drivers has been similar to that of Mercedes. A bit of a late start, but boy was it something once they got going. There have been 52 German drivers, but no champions until Michael Schumacher in 1994. The title has come home to Germany 12 times since Schumacher's first championship, more than any other country in the same period. Schumacher went on to win a total of 7 titles. Sebastian Vettel got 4 from 2010 to 2014. And I don't want to do the blue one anyway. We'll see what happens. The 3rd German champion, Nico Rosberg, is the only driver to take a championship away from Hamilton, which is no small feat. Once more, though, the record book isn't giving us the whole story. Like Mario Andretti, Rosberg is also a dual citizen. If his FIA Super license listed his other nationality, the top countries for F1 champions would be completely different. Germany wouldn't be second anymore, they'd be tied for 4th. And that mystery country, the happiest country in the world, would be all by itself in 2nd place. But before we reveal the home of Nico Rosberg's dad and possibly the most successful country in international racing, let's take a look at the other country with 3 Formula One champions. It's a country that couldn't be more different from Germany, and that's Brazil. Brazil doesn't have an Autobahn or a Nürburgring. They don't have Germany's massive car industry, connection to automotive history, or high-performance car culture. Victory! But Brazil has the strongest connection to one of any country outside of Europe. And that's partly because Brazilians love sports. Soccer is practically a second religion, but also because they love to cheer for Brazilian heroes and see them shine on the world stage. Motorsports in Brazil may not be as accessible as it is in other countries, but all it takes is one rising star, and the whole of Brazil is going to lift them up. Brazil's obsession with Formula One got started when future champion Emerson Fittipaldi scored the first ever Grand Prix victory for.
I want to do another regular one, and then we'll try the Super Royale if it's open.
32 Brazilian drivers in Formula One. In 1972, the year Fittipaldi won his first championship, the inaugural Brazilian Grand Prix was held, and it has been a part of every F1 season since, except 2020, when it was one of the many races that was sadly canceled due to COVID. I really did miss Interlagos. That race has long been an important event on the F1 calendar, but in Brazil,
I really need to watch an F1 race.
Formula One is more about national heroes than their home Grand Prix, and one of their biggest Brazilian heroes of all time is Ayrton Senna. Senna was mentored by Fittipaldi and is absolutely one of the biggest legends in Formula One. Along with his 3 championships, he holds numerous records, including winning the most prestigious Grand Prix of all, Monaco, 5 years in a row. During his life, Senna achieved near godlike status among the people of Brazil, and following his tragic death at 1994's Grand Prix of Imola, Brazilian interest in Formula One waned. When there are other successful drivers, that interest returns, but F1 has yet to achieve the same popularity it had during the Senna years, unsurprisingly, really. Many Brazilians believe there could never be a greater driver, and for them, Formula One ended with Senna's death. With their passion for sport, sense of community, and love of international competition, it makes sense that Brazil is on this list. The UK and Germany also make sense because of their close associations with Formula One and enthusiasm for everything automotive. But the last country in this video is probably better known for bands with names like Ensiferum, Omnium Gatherum, Insomnium, all kinds of ums, not race car drivers. For this last one, we've got to dig into the geography, culture, and people to understand why Finland makes racing champions. Some of you might struggle to find Finland on a map. I know I do. So here's how I remember. Finland is the bulbous Scandinavian nation that hangs out.
I don't know how to turtle.
Angler, that's Norway and Sweden. And just like the geography suggests, Finns have a lot of balls. What I'm crudely calling balls, the Finns call sisu. They'll tell you there's no perfect translation for this uniquely Finnish kind of courage. F1 champion Mika Häkkinen said that sisu is what gives Finns the courage to brake late, get on throttle early, and carve every apex as possible. But sisu also means not letting emotions take control. It's maintaining focus and rational perseverance when the odds are against you. It makes sense that sisu would be an asset in Formula One.
Brother.
Most drivers in an F1 season will never win a race, but they're still expected to give it their all. Maybe sisu prepares Finnish drivers to succeed, even when the odds are they're destined to lose. The thing is, Finnish drivers
we're in there.
Any other country in Formula One. Sure, they've only got.
I've learned now that turtling is literally just kind of holding forward.
The whole history of F1. That's insane, quite frankly. No other country even comes close to that rate of success. So, is it all just sisu? Well, another F1 champion, Kimi Räikkönen, says that all Finns excel at driving because, quote, the roads and long winters.
Oh, dude, you have to bounce. You have to bounce up and over.
Always slippery and bumpy.
I
Many
guess we're on this way.
roads are gravel, and even the paved ones spend a bunch of the year covered in ice. To get an ordinary driver's license, Finns have to take a test on a slippery road course, which is basically a wet skid pad. And to pass, they have to know how to power slide. This is awesome. Finns even set up elaborate ice circuits on frozen lakes each winter where anyone can bring any car and take a spin, so to speak. For Finns, it seems, driving at the limit is just driving. Finns will also tell you that driving fast is just in their blood. And maybe they're right. The first ever F1 champion, Keke Rosberg, was the father of German F1 champion, Nico Rosberg.
I wonder if you could actually like flip yourself over somehow.
Switching to a German license just 2 years before his debut in F1. If Nico hadn't switched, Finland would have 4 champions and would be all alone in that number 2.
I mean, I think we got this one pretty much in the bag.
Built on harsh winters, sisu, and maybe even a little genetics. Brazil makes F1 champions because they want to beat the world in sport and often do. Germany because they're possibly the most car-obsessed country in the world.
Let's go! We both finished!
They're the spiritual,
hell yeah!
actual home of Formula One. The UK is currently secure in their #1 spot for F1 champions, but second place is still a race. If Valtteri Bottas manages to move out from Hamilton's shadow this season, Finland would finally get its champion and be all by itself behind the UK. But for 2021, German Mick Schumacher, Michael Schumacher's son, will be racing in Formula One as well. Brazil's current best hope is Emerson Fittipaldi's grandson, Pietro, a reserve driver with Haas. And you know what? It would be great to see a Brazilian driver return to the Formula One grid. I'm sure Brazil would also.
Oh, I love this one too.
These kinds of
I love this map.
are one of the greatest parts of Formula One's 70-year run. Even if Hamilton wins it all again this year, which he probably will, there's always next year. And there's always an international lineup of potential future heroes. We just need to hurry up and get an American on the grid. So when Hamilton retires, Mercedes, call me. I've got a 2100 I rating. That's actually pretty bad. Thank you for watching Wheelhouse. I love
doing the thing where I'm like not stretching my legs out at all while sitting.
We got a spicy one coming up for you. I think you'll like it. Follow Donut Media on all social media at Donut Media. Help us get to 1 million on Instagram if you'd like. If you're a super freak donut fan, check out our membership program by hitting that join button down below. You get behind the scenes
first
videos.
place?
You get access to our Discord and all this other cool stuff that is exclusive to our membership program. Check that out if you'd like. Follow me on Instagram at Nolan J. Sykes. I post photos with my...
I just missed that entirely.
Thanks for watching. Be kind. See you next time.
Oh, bitch. They don't know where to go. I do.
That Dodge is a bit performance obsessed. Hell, they're so obsessed they build engines they can't legally put in cars yet. But outside of the drag strip and Trans Am, Dodge has largely been absent from motorsport since pulling out of NASCAR back in 2012. Since its very beginning, racing has been used to sell cars. Win on Sunday, sell on Monday. Dodge has a severe lack of next-gen tech in their stable, and racing is the perfect place to develop and test new innovations. And with the recently announced demise of the SRT Performance Division, there's a major hole in Dodge's image with respect to it being America's first choice in muscle and sports cars. If Dodge truly wants to renew interest in the company, future-proof themselves against the approaching EV future, and solidify themselves as America's sports car brand, they gotta do something drastic. I think Dodge should enter F1, and by the end of this video,
damn it.
you will too.
Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring.
I can actually carry this one.
Oh, hey, the eyes on the road.
Oh.
Dave. Would you not get your bird license or something? My therapist told me to get out more and suggested taking a spring break. So after doing some research, I found out everyone on spring break goes to this place called Cabo. So I booked Dave and me a little hotel for the week, printed out MapQuest directions, and we hit the open road. Dave loves the windows down, just like me when I had thick, luscious lights blowing in the wind. But now, it's a little chilly ever since I became one of the 2 out of 3 guys to experience some sort of male pattern baldness by the time I was 35. I know! Keeps makes hair loss prevention easy by giving you access to real doctors online.
Little MVP, little round MVP for your boy, your streamer.
Every 3 months. So there's no need for a road trip to your doctor. Start your hair loss prevention from home today. Go to keeps.com/wheelhouse50 or click the link in the description to receive.
There's a lot of free advertisement going on over here.
Easier to follow in high-speed corners, and not allowing the front runners to rocket ahead to an uncatchable lead. That should make the waters a little more inviting for a new team to dive in. Plus, now there's a $175 million cost cap, so Dodge won't have to worry about being outspent. And before you comment that $175 million is a lot of money, which it is, car companies have wasted far more money on far less worthy endeavors.
That is
to
true.
put in perspective, in 2019, FCA spent over $2
this one again.
billion in domestic marketing. 0.0005%.
I kind of got carried in this one last round, so sheesh.
Money well spent, if you ask me. The $175 million it would cost to have their own F1 team represents less than 10% of their typical advertising budget and would send ripples throughout the automotive world that would more than make up for the investment. In advertising, there's a term called earned media, which is basically getting promotion that you didn't have to pay for. And a shock announcement like Dodge joining F1 would probably generate millions in free advertising. Don Draper would shit himself. On top of that, F1 is unique in the world of racing, where it's not so much the drivers as the engineers that win races. If you're not familiar, I'll break it down for you. F1 operates under a set of rules, the formula that dictates everything from engine design and capacity to overall vehicle weight, downforce, blah, 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 everything else. Winning F1 has always been about rules and bending or breaking those rules to gain an advantage over the competition. And breaking rules is very simply a huge part of Dodge's DNA. Dodge is disruptive, and I can think of nothing more disruptive than Dodge dominating F1. But there was one major asterisk attached to my brilliant idea. The problem is, today's F1 cars are hybrids. 1.6-liter turbo V6 hybrids, to be exact. That's right, Formula 1 cars are currently powered by an engine with the same capacity as a Nissan Versa. But in an F1 car, that engine is spinning up to 15,000 RPM and develops around 1,000 horsepower while maintaining 50% thermal efficiency. That's nearly double the thermal efficiency of a combustion engine.
Half the, like literally most of the people haven't, well, I can't say most. Two teams haven't finished
Dodge's only hybrid
the first round.
Are in the e-torque mild hybrid systems they use with their 5.7-liter V8 Hemi and their 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. It's not going to get the job done. But I see this challenge as an opportunity for Dodge. And I think it's actually the biggest reason why they should actually do this.
Brother. I mean, the only good news, the only good news is that the other teams are going to be super far behind.
Big, beefy, and very inefficient V8s squarely in the crosshairs. Dodge may find themselves sitting on their hands in just a few years. Manufacturers like Jaguar have stated that they'll be fully electric by 2025, with GM following suit by 2035. Hell, Great Britain
Let's go, dude!
gasoline combustion engines post-2030, and California has done the same. We'll see if that works out. But still, that's 9 years away. And as so often turns out to be true, as goes California, so goes the nation. This is happening, people. And quite frankly, Dodge is not ready. F1 is the perfect playground to help Dodge get its feet wet and get familiar with the tech. And
no, not the slow motion.
Hybrid drivetrains. I definitely don't want to see Dodge go away, but if they want to stay viable, they need to start exploring
I saw it.
territory. Currently, Dodge is staying afloat by buying a ton of carbon credits from Tesla, allowing them to get around some of the regulations for now. But that loophole isn't going to last forever, so Dodge needs to start making some moves right now. If they really wanted to go crazy, and when doesn't Dodge want to go crazy, they could even spread out into Formula E. And
let's start with a qualification match. Depending on your position, you'll end up playing a competition in one of the following divisions.
If you think electric motors are boring, you need to watch Formula E.
Speed 1 of the Master, 6 to 4 times 7. Okay, so just play.
How the hell do you expect Dodge to develop a whole new racing team all by its lonesome in such a short amount of time? Well, they've done it before. Back in 2001, when Dodge re-entered NASCAR for the first time since the 70s, they had to develop a chassis and engine from the ground up, and they needed to do it fast. It's a feat that most said would take years, but Dodge accomplished it in just 500 days. See, it's disruptive. They did it at the Chrysler World Headquarters and Technology Center, a 504-acre, 5.2 million square foot complex located 30 miles north of Detroit. It's the largest building in the world, seriously, bigger than the Pentagon. It features a design office, scientific and environmental labs, a manufacturing pilot plant operation for a prototype production line, and a 1.8-mile test track. And the best news is Dodge doesn't even need to design an engine from the ground up, which often takes a long time, as the two biggest engine suppliers for Formula One, Mercedes and Ferrari, already have peripheral relationships with Dodge and FCA. Sure, the Daimler-Chrysler relationship that was started way back in the waning years of the 20th century ended in 2007, but the echoes can still be heard here in 2021. The Charger and Challenger platform was designed with help from Mercedes engineers back in Germany, and in fact, every car in Dodge's stable can be traced back in some way or another to that 9-year merger back in the early 2000s. So perhaps enough time has passed since the failed Daimler-Chrysler experiment that Dodge could send a late-night text and booty call their way into buying an engine, you know, for old time's sake. As for the Ferrari connection, up until 2014, Stellantis, which was called FCA before January 16th of this year, owned a 90% stake in Ferrari, and they still own Alfa Romeo, the original home of Ferrari for the first decade of its existence. They've got enough of a kissing cousins relationship to warrant getting an engine from Ferrari and still keeping it in the family, so to speak. This is a no-brainer in my opinion. So with the engine out of the way, let's talk about the team, specifically the car.
Since I know nothing about Photoshop or making renders, I called up one of my buddies who does. One of my favorite Brits, Tom McCluskey, aka Tomo. He just got done doing a series redesigning every F1 car on the grid for 2021. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'll leave a link down in the description.
This is always the starting point. I'll do the color, then I'll do kind of base shapes, and I'll think about what kind of logos and brands I want on the car. As we're going to make this Dodge look sweet today, mate. It's not going to be a dodgy Dodge. It's going to be a quality Dodge. Gotta get that joke in early.
Of course, we can't forget the color, and that's always been a place where Dodge likes to play. Obviously, disruption is the name of the game here, so we're not going to keep things understated at all. After all, with names like Plum Crazy Purple, Grabber Lime, Hell Raisin, and Cinnamon Stick, we're not exactly in sleeper territory. I think any of these would look awesome.
Let's just not make it blue. There's far too many blue cars in F1 at the moment.
Should we go with a Plum Crazy Purple or a Lime Green?
Ooh, there's nothing close to purple really on the grid, is there? I feel like the purple will stand out a bit more. And that purple sectors, you know.
What do we got? Oh, it's this one.
That's pretty purple, yeah.
Sheesh.
You know what? No word of a lie, Nolan. Just before we started filming, I was collecting some assets. I literally had almost this exact shade of purple just by, like, you know, accidents.
Oh, guys, let's get it.
You happy with that?
It might be a little too purple, if you know what I mean. Okay, try this. Hashtag 8634A0.
This is a bit more red, this one.
Yeah, I think that's it. With the base color done, it was time to actually start delivery. We wanted to do something simple, but undeniably Dodge.
Claire!
You know that's on the
let's go! How you doing, Claire?
Yeah. At the end of the back window. That could try and maybe replicate that.
I'm not good at this one.
Okay, yeah. It needs a little bit of refining, but I'd say for the, yeah. That's looking pretty cool.
Next, it's time for the accent. I don't know if it would be too much in terms of like the look, but if we go a different color with the halo,
try black.
We're doing. We did our last game of ranked Val for this this axe, where the other team had a raise go AFK immediately, and so we won. It was basically not within doubt, and I didn't die until round 15 or something like that. It was good. We finished, you know, mid bronze 3. We're chilling with that. Ready to go for ready to go for the next act. How you doing? You streaming tonight? Or you just vibing tonight?
What you thinking those ways?
I mean, that really like makes it look like it's pointier than it is.
As for the rear wing, I think we pay a little bit of an homage to the Dodge brothers themselves, Horace, Elgin, and
Check off. I respect that.
Initials on either side of the wing.
Everyone needs to chill sometimes, you know?
The only word that would pay tribute to one of the best Dodge vehicles while simultaneously announcing that Dodge has arrived to disrupt.
No!
Right, we're gonna slap Challenger in fancy type right across the rear wing.
You gotta interview tomorrow, so you don't want to risk staying up too late. Yeah, makes sense.
Drivers like staring at that for an entire race. That's right.
That definitely makes sense.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's sick.
I feel like I've been such a bad streamer that I feel like I have to
Tom and I moved on to getting
Summit.
sponsors involved.
Summit.
The most important steps.
This one is so hard, and we're literally gonna go out first try. Like,
Pennzoil. Dodge and Pennzoil have been partners for a while now. They sponsor NHRA events and drag cars.
literally the first round of this Super Royal. First one I ever done, and we're out.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially on the side. Shape like that.
Qualified silver, let's go.
Personally, I think there's no better way to give a car the importance and gravitas it needs than by giving it a name.
So this is a tournament they run, I think, once a day in the evening. So it doesn't make it does make sense that
But Dodge ain't doing that.
people are good
I can't
at
think
it.
of a better name than Old Betsy. That's the name the Dodge brothers gave their first production car when it rolled off the production line way back in 1914. Old Betsy, it's got a real nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Maybe up here somewhere, or just as a little signature somewhere.
Now, I guess we wait.
So without further ado, I present
It's literally the last thing I'm gonna do today.
Dodge Challenger.
It's Monday. Oh, we get to keep going? Oh, let's go.
This just makes you appreciate like how even if some teams really mess up their livery.
That's streaming on Wednesday because we're going rock climbing on Wednesday, then going to a brewery, next new brewery over there. That's gonna be fun. Are we just watching? Oh, lit. We're just watching. Hell yeah.
That's so much more of an accomplishment.
Do I really expect Dodge to show up in the next F1 season? No.
Hopping on board with Raptor.
Idea, and I'd love to see it come to fruition. And maybe, just maybe, if we make enough
Never
noise,
mind.
right people will hear about our little fantasy and make it a reality. After all, Dodge has a 100-year legacy of doing things everyone told them they couldn't, and that's how you win races.
Apparently we're only watching these guys.
But they don't even have a mascot, which is downright not awesome. So we decided to take matters into our own hands and give turbos the representation that they deserve. Introducing Spinny Blue.
This one looks so fun. I wish I could play it.
Unofficial mascots of turbos and the people who love them.
That's just an ad. I love this YouTube channel, by the way. It's literally just a bunch of people telling fun car stories, and I'm all about it.
John Ficara is someone I am very proud to call a friend, and he has certainly become one of our favorite VinWiki storytellers. He's a world-renowned automotive historian, he's a cannonballer, he's our go-to appraiser for Car Trek, he owned a very successful picture car company, he's a fan of vintage racing, and a tremendous storyteller. He also happens to hold the record for the most competitive drives across the country, meaning he's no stranger to making good time on a road trip. And of course, sometimes when you do that, it involves some tickets. And if you get a ticket, I'd love to remind you about our sponsor for this month on VinWiki, Off the Record. The Off the Record app is something that can help you find local representation for a speeding ticket or other traffic citation, no matter where you get it. It's important to have local representation to achieve the best possible outcome.
I didn't even realize this was the last one.
So
They finished it
download
twice.
today,
Wow.
Enter the code VinWiki for a discount and thank them for their support of VinWiki. Even if you don't currently have a ticket that you need their help with, if you go ahead and download the app and use the VinWiki code, it'll reserve your discount for whenever you see some blue.
I guess this one makes sense where it's like if you kind of just, if you know how to do it, it's pretty simple.
Channel this month, and today we have John Ficara's top 10 car stories. Enjoy.
I'm pretty sure she thought you could just push a button and the car would change color.
I actually know which story this one is. Oh, that sniped. Finished number one. You drowned.
We'd always get calls for very specific vehicles. Again, for editorial, for magazine.
Oh wow, 7th qualifies silver, 6th qualifies gold. Wow.
I think it was Maybelline, and we had a database of about 5,000 cars, a lot of them privately owned. And that way we could have, you know, if you needed a pink this or a red that, they could just search by color. Because a lot of these people had no idea about cars. It's like, we want something that feels feminine, yet strong, and something that's green, but maybe pink. And they'd be all over the shop, and we'd spend weeks kind of narrowing it down to a car, and they didn't care what brand or whatever it was. It had to be a look or feel. So we were working with them, and we finally came to black Porsche 356, and it was an unrestored car. It was beautiful, but it took down literally to the day before for them to decide what car it was. Like, okay, we got it, and then we hustle off to Connecticut, I think, to pick it up.
I'm like,
New York City, which
it's this one. I like this one too.
Live in the New York area is a very big deal. Like, it's only a matter of maybe 20 miles, but that might take you 3 or 4 hours to do on the East Coast. We get the car in, you know, we have to bring it into the studio. There's a few studios that they shoot cars in New York where they're upstairs, and you have to put them in these huge elevators. And it becomes an ordeal because then you're pulling them through these hallways, and these buildings were never constructed to move cars through. So we get the little, thankfully it was a little
Oh
car,
no.
get it through.
Oh, he saved it.
Now we're getting it into place. They get everything set up and the cameras are ready, and just these little beautiful moments. So the representative, the VP from Maybelline, walks over. She looks at what the shoot's going to be, and she's talking to the photographer, and she's really pleasant, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well that's nice." And they have like 4 or 5 different setups in the one studio for that they can shoot simultaneously in the car.
All of these people are very good.
One of the setups. And again, we've been working on this for weeks. And she walks over and she goes, "Oh, that's really nice." And we're like, "Yes, thank you." She goes, "This can be red." I'm like, "What?" "This can be red." "What can be red?" The car. The car can be red." "Yes, it could be red. If it were painted red, that car could be red." But in her mind, I'm pretty sure she thought you could just push a button and the car would change color or something. And she was like, no,
Sorry.
this car can be red. And I'm thinking, are you saying this should be red or can be red? I'm like, what are you saying? She's like, no, this can be red. And I'm like, do you want us to get a different car? And she's all, no, okay, this can be red. Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
And we just stood there nodding at each other for about like 30 seconds. And there was a complete disconnect. And the photographer comes over to translate. And he's like, should we get another, we need to get a different car. She's like, yes, we need to get a different car. I'm like, right now? She's like, this can be red. And she said it again. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, you want us to remove the car? She's like, yes. This can be red.
That's absurd.
I'm gonna kill you.
What I just watched over here is absurd.
That was it.
Down here,
She didn't want to shoot with
also
her
absurd,
She wanted
but
us
in a
to
funny
take the
way.
car out of the studio, which we did, and we got paid for. We always get paid up front because of things like this. And they thought we could just go out on the street or to a warehouse or something and pull another red Porsche 356 out of it and bring it in like 15 minutes. Like, that's not how it works. That's not real life. But they don't live in real life. These people do not live in real life, especially when it comes to cars. You know, most of them don't even have driver's licenses in New York. So it was like, yes, this can be read. And out the door we went. She really represented the kind of New York elite that is completely disconnected from anything. Like, she's probably as a doorman. She probably never driven a day in her life. You know,
I'm curious. I actually really want to see this one done at a high level.
Some of her class art school, and has been going to the Met every year, the Met Gala every year, and never bought a gallon of milk or had to prepare a meal, right? So, like, to her, you just ask for things and things appear and things happen. And who knows? She's probably never been out of New York. Maybe she's been to Paris and New York and London. It's like, it's mind-boggling. It's even more mind-boggling when you do it for almost a decade and you meet these people daily. You're like, there's not one of them. There are dozens of people. There are hundreds of people like this. There are maybe thousands of people like this. And as a car guy, as part of car culture, it hurts. She didn't know what the brand was or what the car was or what the era was, and didn't care, and it didn't matter. It was a prop. It was supposed to match some lipstick, I found later. That's what it was about. I'm like, if you want us to match some lipstick, why'd you pick a black car? I really got frustrated by this whole experience, and I was like, so I actually called the client afterwards, and they thought that the product against the black car would pop, where it turns out they wanted to match the product. Everything had to be, this can be red. And I'm like, you should really name a lipstick, this can be red, and have it be black. That'll be the real kicker. I mean, that is kind of, I guess, the crux of the story, is that we love cars. We love everything about them, the shape, you know, the history, the manufacturer, the races they won, or just the shape that they have. Or there's so many things as a car guy you can fall in love with a car.
What the hell is that?
And everybody falls in different love with different things, and it's mind-boggling when you run into people that have no connection to that they're completely aesthetic props, and it's almost a short circuit for a car guy, because you're like, oh, do you like a Porsche? And then they respond, what's a Porsche? And you're like, okay. Do you like, you know, this particular shape? Yes, because it looks like a rock. Like you're like, all right.
Oh, first instance of the black?
It matches my handbag. Like, that makes sense. As a car guy, you invest so much of your love and emotion and passion into this inanimate object, and then when it's treated for what it is, which is an inanimate object, you get kind of pissed. It's like, no!
These people are way too good at this.
Love is in this piece of metal. And they're like, that's just a piece of metal. And it doesn't match my hand.
And he did it! First try!
As a lifelong car guy, you have to come to terms with.
Yeah, there gotta be master.
People really don't care. Like, they don't care what that is, or how it did, or what it was. And as a film car guy, you have to come to terms with that with all your clients who, you know, they're looking for something that matches something, or has the right color, or has the right shape. Like the curve of the fender matches the curve of her butt, and we're gonna put her butt against the fender. And you're like, that sounds fine to me. If you actually go through a magazine, or you go through advertising online, things like that, you'll see lots and lots of cars, and you won't even notice them a lot of the time. But their decision to use cars is a lot colder than, like, oh, I like the car. They know that people react to cars. There's studies that when you make an ad, if you put a human being's face in it, people react to it a certain way, and they feel connected to it. Like, you'll see all these kind of horrible little ads on the internet where there's a guy going, it's all stock photos of an old man doing this, and then they say, like, get a home loan, or something below it, because they know they connect with it.
Oh, it's this one. I've actually never seen this one done either.
They know that people connect emotionally with cars. And a lot of the time, that's the reason they put them in. They want to use
These people are so good at the game. Holy.
That will sell a product. And that's the purpose for it. Not because it's a cool car or because of whatever it is. It's because it's a means to an end. They know that if they put in a brand new Porsche GT3, that means luxurious and adventurous and fast and things like that, and that's going to build that kind of emotion. And they put the model on it, and you don't see half the car, but you got a wing or a spoiler.
Actually, the one time I played this one, I did the ice one, and I actually finished it first out of everyone. It was lit.
Valorant, you get an old Jeep Wagoneer, and you put a family in the back, and there's a picnic, and you got a little bit of the wood paneling and some stuff in the back, and it gives you kind of a upper class, we're going out for a picnic on Long Island kind of a feel, and that sells that product. The car is always there to kind of create the atmosphere, and most of the time it's not about the car, it's about the feeling.
Alright, now I think it's literally
200 miles an hour.
who or if anyone finishes this last one.
Check in your front tires and see what's going on.
No, sad.
One of my favorite cars, race cars of all time. And people know I have a strange fetish for six-wheel cars, vehicles, RVs, whatever. It's got six wheels. I think it's cool. And it must have started with the Tyrrell P34, the six-wheeled Formula One car from.
Oh, doinks!
It
Doinks!
works at Canapa.
No, they finished it too!
Their collection of cars is.
Sheesh. They gotta finish it again. At least one of them has to finish it again.
One day, Bruce is like, bought a P34.
Oh, but there are two of them.
The door,
no.
all the mechanics, everybody, the whole place.
Wow, and he goes back to back.
Amazing things in.
Can they get another one? I don't know if they can get another one. Because the other team also looks really good at this, so.
With this car, everybody stops and takes it.
They probably could. Oh, Doinks is out.
Awe-inspiring to see it because there's only, I think, 6 of them.
Ah, and they finished again. Wow.
Came in and we installed it in the museum. So I got to research it, and it came from the Donington Museum in England, and they sent.
That's crazy. That they're playing the game at a level.
I mean, like this. Of
beyond.
Every newspaper article ever written about it, all the Tyrrell press releases.
Like beyond.
Like as an historian, I was freaking out. I read all of it. But what I really enjoyed was, maybe Bruce didn't know this, but I would sneak up at lunch and sit in it a lot. Literally, like, here is this 40-year-old man sitting in the car going brum, brum, brum. Because who wouldn't do that if you had a good dream car and opportunity? I actually sat in a P34 and had my lunch. Tyrrell had won the Formula One championship in 1970.
Oh, it's this one. Let's go. It's just me.
Their great driver moved to another team, and then they kind of had fallen out. So they were looking for some advantage. But Ferrari showed up in 1975 with a new Formula One car with their flat 12, which was powerful and reliable and had transverse transaxle in the back, and it had 40.
Is it all 1v1s, v1s, v1s? Well, no, because there's 18 people and 6 teams. That's 3 per. The problem is it's just me right now.
So Tyrrell was on the back foot and looking for something special to happen. So they go to their designer, Derek Gardner, who's brilliant. And he worked on the 1968 Lotus 4-wheel drive turbine car. And if that's not out of the box, nothing is. That's a whole other story, that car. And while he was developing that car, he was trying to figure out how to get more out of it. And he came up with the idea of small tires up front could reduce drag. Now, it wasn't the 6-wheel idea just yet. So Tyrrell started working on the P34, and surprisingly, the original
I don't know if our teammate is going to be joining us.
Was a 4-wheel car. He wanted to put, originally I think it was 9-inch wheels in the front, but they couldn't do that. So there were 10-inch wheels in the front.
All right, we're going to switch because I want to watch. All right, we're going to do some shuffling here.
I haven't with that Deagle.
They double smoked us. I think we
Okay.
just back the fuck up. They probably have 5 on A, honestly.
I'm gonna give you spike. Let's just run up market.
This is Tens. He's one of the best Valorant players in the world. He's currently ranked 2 in the world at this game. And playing on the last day of the season.
Oh, punkonometry.
Alright, I gotta go over here though.
He's inside. Silva. Alone.
Son of a bitch.
I'm lying left side and we're gonna swing right, okay? Left side.
Stuck left.
Dude, he landed me perfectly.
What is happening? Damn,
Alas.
I'm getting spammed, man. That's unlucky.
30 seconds left.
One's backside.
I see.
Don't flip, don't flip, do not flip. Flipping would be the worst.
Tragic scenes of me getting spammed.
Knifing B main.
No! No!
Knifing B main, I'm running.
Yep.
Knifing B main. Myself, of course, they wanted me to main.
He's stairs and inside.
Let's go.
Yeah, he was conscious of the walkout right there.
I'm trying to walk out, eh?
Wait, he's not conscious of this walkout. Yeah. So Sova was in sight. Sova was in sight. So.
Sova's backside.
How the hell you get there?
No, Sova's not in sight. You might be able to drop.
Wait, Echo Fox. Tango. Wait for me. I got a knife line up.
Yo, send help.
I'm coming.
Yo, you can grab it. You can grab it. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. That's full. That's gotta be full safe.
One market, two spawn. Oh, but it has a smoke in 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we survived.
Winnable, what?
If you get one, you vote.
KO's flash.
I'm running
What?
We actually won. W's in the chat.
Yeah, I can't tell if I want to start using the Phantom when that RGX skin comes out. I love that. I love that sound.
This is Tens. He's a god at Valorant.
They don't know Echo Fox Tango.
Alright, now we fight.
We're fighting for our lives in Trackmania. He's fighting for his life in Valorant. What's this? Have I done this one? Is this? Wait, which one is this? Have I done this one?
Oh, one back right. Wait, how is he not getting tagged by the dart? What?
I actually have no idea if I've done this one. I have done this one.
Alright, we need to eco them back. Wait, did that guy TP'd out Rafter to here? Or...
No, dude! I
How is he
choked.
not getting tagged by the dart?
I choked the crap out of that one.
Funkonometry doesn't know his geometry. It's all good.
Omen, go late, Bicycle. Jet request request. Go late, Bicycle.
Eco them to get ecoed. And hopefully another eco. Oh shit, what happened? What?
I'm out. I'm out.
Guys, all I'm saying is, I got over here.
In the morning, yeah.
I'm out. I'm actually like tilted.
No,
Yeah, you can do that with the bomb. It's all good. You only knife one.
maybe you do it. And
Hey. Smoke, 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 smoke.
Dude, yeah.
I'm feeling dangerous.
yep.
Oh my.
Kill might flash out heaven in a second.
I choked the first try.
KO just fine. Fine.
Heaven door. Ay. Two
Door.
doors. Off two.
Good job.
Yep.
Alright, the counter eco. Don't get ecoed.
This is the hardest round. This is the hardest round.
What do we do? Do we rush B this time? Like, how do we not get
I say we
ecoed?
throw 4 fakes. I say we throw 4 fakes and we freaking re-hit something.
Bro, 4 fakes, that's actually cringe. You have to do an odd number of 5 fakes to do it.
With a quad eco.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, they're pretty, they don't have nothing. They might still go up us there.
Hitting.
Nah, that's fine. Here, I'm gonna walk in.
I'm done. I'm out. Bye. See you guys on Friday.